She stood there, drenched in juice, heart pounding, as laughter rippled from the flight attendant who had just humiliated her. No apology, no concern. Just cold, mocking eyes, and whispers from passengers pretending not to notice. But as the plane soared thousands of feet above ground, something far bigger was about to unfold. Because the woman everyone dismissed as just another black passenger was about to reveal an identity that would shake the entire crew. This isn't just a story, it's a lesson in power, perception, and prejudice. Welcome, story lovers, where are you watching from? Comment your city. Tiana Reynolds didn't look like a CEO, and that's exactly how she liked it. On her days off, she dressed in jeans and a hoodie, blending in with everyone else. Despite running one of the country's fastest-growing airlines, she preferred flying undercover to experience her company through the eyes of everyday passengers. Today was one of those days. No security entourage, no boardroom pressure. Just a quiet flight home after visiting her grandmother. She boarded with a calm smile, tucked into a window seat in economy, and pulled out her journal. The plane hummed, and everything felt routine until the flight attendant locked eyes with her. Something in that gaze lingered too long. A flicker of judgment, dismissiveness. Tiana brushed it off. After all, she was just another face in the crowd, or so they thought. What was about to happen would expose much more than poor service. It would expose something ugly. The flight had barely reached cruising altitude when it began. Tiana, still scribbling in her journal, felt a sudden splash ice-cold orange juice poured across her lap, soaking her jeans and sweater. She gasped, shocked, looking up to see the flight attendant smirking. "Oops," the woman said flatly, not a hint of concern in her voice. No apology. No napkins. Just a glance that said, "You'll deal with it." Passengers nearby shifted uncomfortably, some clearly noticing, but no one spoke up. The attendant walked off, casually tossing a comment over her shoulder. Should have been more careful.
Tiana's
heart pounded. Not from the spill, but from the sting of familiarity. She had seen this before, the subtle racism. The humiliation wrapped in fake politeness. The coldness reserved only for passengers who looked like her. Tiana pressed the service button. 10 minutes passed. Nothing. She watched as the same attendant eagerly served other rows, laughing, joking, but avoiding eye contact with her. Her clothes clung damp to her skin, sticky and cold. A child across the aisle offered her a tissue. That tiny act of kindness only deepened the ache in her chest. Still silent, Tiana opened her phone and quietly began typing. Not to complain. Not yet, she was documenting. Every detail, every action. Because what that flight attendant didn't know, what no one knew, was that the woman she tried to humiliate was about to turn this flight into a reckoning. Asterisk, the seatbelt sign pinged. Off, and Tiana rose. Calmly, she walked to the front galley, eyes following her, whispers trailing. She asked for the flight supervisor. The same attendant scoffed. "She's busy. Sit down, sweetheart." That word, sweetheart, dripped with condescension. Tiana didn't flinch. She pulled out her ID badge and held it up. The gold logo gleamed. Chief Executive Officer, Vista Skies Airlines. The supervisor appeared, face draining of color. Gasps rippled through the cabin. The flight attendant stuttered. Eyes wide. "Ma'am, I didn't know." Tiana's voice, steady and cutting, silenced the aisle. "But you knew enough to treat me like I didn't matter." In that instant, power shifted. Her silence had been strength. Her patience strategy. And now accountability had landed, dear. Audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It really helps. Asterisk, the flight landed in silence. The attendant was removed immediately pending investigation. Tiana stayed behind, speaking not as a victim, but as a leader determined to change the culture that allowed such behavior to exist. She launched a new internal audit program the next morning: anonymous reviews, bias training, real consequences. But this wasn't just about one employee. It was about how often dignity is stripped away because of skin color. Tiana had worn anonymity like armor, but even in plain clothes, she couldn't hide from racism. She didn't want revenge. She wanted reckoning. Justice that outlives the moment. Because this wasn't just one flight. It was a mirror for society. How many others suffer in silence without a badge to protect them? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos.